the corresponding distance in between any two consecutive point is, and that is here equals to 2. And now from here we can calculate P. The formula to calculate P is x minus x0 over h. Excuse me. So here we can write down P is equals to 9 minus 8 over 2. So this gives you 0.5. Now you can see here we got the value of P. Now to apply the formula for the forward difference interpolation, if I write down here the formula, the formula will be of the form y equals to y0 plus P times del y0 P into P minus 1 times delta 2 y0 plus P minus 1 over 3 factorial del 3 y0 and many more terms you can write down. Now you can see here in this formula we got the values of P, but still there is another term which we are looking for in order to start applying this formula, and that is your deltas. And these deltas we require before taking or proceeding to find out the ultimate requirement of the question. So in order to obtaining these deltas, we'll be constructing here a table of values, which is generally known as the difference table, and that difference table will give you the values of all these deltas directly without any hard labor. We can calculate them very simply just by adding or subtraction. So here we construct the difference table. So I'm going to erase it once again just to create this space here, and keep these things in your mind. We are going to apply this formula with the value of P. Okay, so this data is also important. Okay, in order to construct the difference table, we are given, if you remember, we are given 6 points, 5 points. The 5 points are there. So generally, whenever you are given a number of points, you can count them very easily, and then it should be in your mind very much clear that we can construct the difference table up to an order 1 less than the number of given points. If you have 5 points now, then in such case it is obvious we can go up to the 4th order of difference. How actually it works? Let's see. The difference table starts from the values of x and y. These are the number of points given to you. Then we calculate the first difference in the form of del y0, and we can show it by different notation. Only if you also use simple delta operator, nothing y or xi are there. We take it simply delta y0. And the next will be delta 2y and delta 3y, and as I told you that we can go up to the 4th order only. And how actually we can go up to the 4th order, you'll see with the construction of this table. Now under these columns we have the values for these. We have 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16, and the corresponding values of y are 1000, 1900, 3250, 5400 and 8950. And now you have to calculate these columns one by one. You have to focus it very carefully. Just take the difference from the next to the previous. Okay, the next is 1900 minus 1000, and put a small arrow here and write down the difference here. Look at it once again. I have taken the next term minus previous term and write down the difference over here. Similarly, I'll be taking the difference of these two, the next minus the previous. And in the same pattern, you can write down directly. So the difference of these two is 1350. The next is 2150. The next is 355 and 0. Next minus previous, next minus previous, next minus previous, and we got this. And you have to proceed on the same pattern for the second order of difference. Next minus the previous, it gives you 450 here. Next is this minus this gives you 800, and next is 1400. And on the same we can get the next difference is 350 and 600, and we can go up to the fourth order only. As you can see now, okay, why I did say okay, we can go up to the fourth order only. So after construction of this table, now we obtain all the difference, but there are a variety of values. Which values we have to use for our calculation? We are now going to decide that. We have taken start from here because this is your x0 where we are actually standing, and the corresponding values to these are, I'm just putting them into the box. So these are the values we have to use for our calculations, okay, for the forward difference formula. So these are the values we have to use into this particular formula. Okay, where you are taking your x0, you will be placing yourself there, and the corresponding values you have to highlight them. Okay, these are the values we have to use. Now I am separating these values. Due to the short space, I am writing it in a bit short font, and just focus on it. After construction of this table, now put in the values. The first value is y0. Y0 is 1000. The second is delta y0. These are all the, if I put them along 0 so that you can make the comparison with it. Delta y0 is 900. Next is delta 2y0 is 450, and delta 3y0 is 350, and delta 4y0 is 250. So these are the values. You can separate it onto your notebooks and write it neatly. These are the values you have to use for your calculations. Now after writing this, the formula is still there. I am just putting the values in. Okay, on substituting the values, y0 is 1000 plus p is 0.5, delta y0 is 900 plus p is 0.5 into 0.5 minus 1 over 2, and delta 2 is 450. The next is p into p minus 1, which is 0.5, 0.5 minus 0.5 minus 1, this should be one more term, p minus 2 as well there. So this gives you 0.5 minus 2 over whole divided by 6 into delta 3. Delta 3 is 350 there. And one more term is there for delta 4. I write it here. This gives you plus 0.5, 0.5 minus 1, 0.5 minus 2, 0.5 minus 3. Minus 3 whole divided by 4 factorial, 4 factorial, we can write it in 24 there. Okay, along with it delta 4 is 250. So after substitution of these values, you have to use your calculating devices and just simplify it. And whenever you simplify it correctly, inshallah you will be getting the correct answer. So let me write down the ultimate result. And the ultimate result can now take the form that is giving you the value of y corresponding to x equals to 9 is 1405.886. If you round it to 4 decimal place, it gives you 8594. And this is the value which we are looking for. So now we have the solution for the first example, and now I am leaving a question for you to do at home. So note down the data points. So the set of points are given to you. This is the example you have to attempt at your home. The values of x and y are given 2, 5, 8, 11. This is just 4-point data points. 94.8, 87.9, 81.3, 75.1. And the requirement is find the value of y when x equals to 9. So here you can see the value you are looking for is lying close to the endpoints. So this indicates you have to use the backward interpolation formula, and you already noted down the formula. You can apply it directly and do all the steps necessary to find out the solution. So that was the whole story for today's lecture. And if you have any queries or questions, you can contact me. And thank you very much.